We've been telling you about this live breaking news story in Las Vegas, shooting on the University of Nevada campus. I could tell you just in the last few minutes, the police in Las Vegas have told us that they have killed the gunman. We knew that he had been contained, but he has been shot dead. Let's speak to... we're going to hear, first of all, from some students who were on the campus at the time when the shooting began. They spoke to a local journalist. Let's have a listen.
Were you ladies on campus by chance?
Yeah.
What was going on there?
Yeah, I can go. We were on the second floor of the Student Union building. Student Union building got evacuated. We were evacuated out by police holding guns. We all walked out with our arms up. When we were walking out, we saw one of the windows had been shot through. So we got out. UNLV did a really good job giving us updates, telling us where the shooter was, getting us out quick. We know that there was at least one shooter in the business building on the second floor. We heard maybe there was a second shooter.
On the fourth floor, maybe.
Yeah, but we're just glad that we're out.
And so you were inside the campus there. I mean, what was going through your mind when this was all happening?
I've been in a lockdown before, so I was mainly just worried about all the people who I was with, making sure that everyone who I knew that was a business major was safe and at home or safe and in lockdown. Just basically frantically texting all of my friends who were on campus, making sure that they knew where they were, that they were safe.
And we just got notice that the suspect has actually been detained on campus.
Okay.
Were you in that business building?
We weren't. We were next door.
Were you hearing from anybody else, if anybody being shot or anything like that?
We didn't hear that anyone got shot. We did hear the gunshots, though. I know at least one of my friends, she was in the business building, just ran out, hopped fences, got to a car as fast as possible.
And did she say how many shots she heard, or how many shots did you hear?
We heard at least four. Yeah.
About, yeah.
4 shots.
That was all we heard, but there was most likely more, I'd say.
So people were getting that text message about an active shooter here on campus. I mean, is that what happened to you at first, or were you told by faculty in the classroom?
We were told there was somebody.
We were told by a friend.
Yeah, I heard somebody. We were in a big building. We had a bunch of presentations going on today, and we were in a ballroom. And I first heard from somebody there, and then somebody in that room gave an announcement, and then I got the text, and then we just kept getting updates from UNLV, which I commend them. They did a great job letting us know where it was and where to how to stay safe and avoid it.
So, I mean, do you still have friends on campus? Everyone out, you know?
Not everyone's out.
People are still on campus.
I know Student Union is evacuated. I'm not sure if Business Hall is evacuated. I sincerely doubt that it is. Maybe now that they've got them. But
I mean, what's going through your mind right now when you turn around and see all that?
Just thankful I'm not there anymore.
Let's speak to our North America correspondent, Nomia Iqbal. So, report in the last minute or so that the suspect is deceased, Nomia. What else do we know?
Christian, it's really, quite something when you listen to the students just talk about, getting these messages from their friends and hearing from others. It sort of reminds me of someone who's covered a lot of shootings in this country, how it's almost... It's still frightening to hear what they're saying, but it's almost become such a normal part of American society when these shootings and texting each other and letting people know that this is happening. And there's actually a tweet on the University of Nevada, Las Vegas's their Twitter account, now it's called X, saying this is not a test, run, hide, fight. Just to let people know that might not know what that means, this is a sort of a tactic from the FBI, and it's been echoed to law enforcement agencies across the country. And they've been using it for decades. Basically, it tells you what your options are. If there's an active shooter, evacuate the area, find a place to hide, or as a last resort, take action against the shooter. There's a lot of controversy around those tactics, by the way. But that was announced, and then we, in the last 10, 15 minutes have been hearing what's been happening. Las Vegas police said that there were multiple victims. We don't know exactly how many victims. The shooter was at the Beam Hall, Frank and Estella building. These are in the business school part of the university. And as you mentioned there, the suspect is now dead. We don't know any details of who that suspect is, if they were a student at the university or if they were an outsider. And it's just worth me mentioning as well that this has occurred in Las Vegas. It's a city that's still very much scarred by one of the worst mass killings in US history. If you remember back to October the 1st, 2017, there was that mass shooting at the Mandalay Bay Casino in Las Vegas, and 60 people were killed, hundreds more wounded. So, we're just still obviously waiting to find out more information of exactly what happened on the campus today.
Yeah, few people can ever forget that shooting from the top floor of that hotel. Clearly, this is quite close to the centre of the city. As you say, when you listen to students, I'm always struck from this side. When I listen to students who have been in an incident like this, how sounds awful to say it, but how commonplace this is now in America, that it's not so much the surprise that there is a shooter on campus, it's the shock of trying to get somewhere safe. But people are well used to this sort of thing in America now.
It's true. I mean, look, if we were in the UK right now, we're both from the UK, the fact that there's a shooter in of itself would be shocking. And, I don't want to get too sort of like, oh, in the UK it's this way and that way. We know in the US the gun debate, what it's like. There are many people in this country, many people who believe in the constitutional right to bear arms, and I think we can almost predict what the reaction will be by some politicians to this, that, what you get is you get people who say when these shootings happen that we need more guns, and then you get those who say that you need gun restrictions. But yeah, just listening to those students, and I've seen it when I've, gone out and covered mass shootings, for them it's more a case of where can we get to, who can I let know, where can we hide, should we confront the shooter. I've heard people talk about things like that, which I think to a lot of people outside of America, maybe lots of people inside America, seems almost unfathomable, doesn't it? But this is I don't even know what number we're at in terms of mass shootings in this country, but it's been, as per usual, pretty high this year.
Yeah, just a quick word on the White House. I see that John Kirby's been commenting on this in the last few minutes, said that they are keeping across events. Clearly there'll be a view, I suppose, given that the shooter is deceased, that it is contained. But what has the White House been saying about it?
Well, earlier they said they didn't want to get ahead of law enforcement, and they didn't want to say anything. But now, as you say, because the shooter has been contained, because the shooter has been killed, I think it's almost like I kind of want to predict what President Biden might say. And I've seen this before, in that he will come out and sort of remind Congress, remind America about his view on gun control. He wants to ban assault rifle weapons. These are the sorts of weapons that you tend to see in mass shootings, and he'll want that, but he won't get anywhere with it. But okay. It is worth mentioning that there was major bipartisan safety legislation that was passed last year, which was something, but in his eyes it didn't go far enough.
Naomi, thank you very much for that, bringing us up to speed with what's happening in Las Vegas.